someone asks, which resort is best for a destination wedding in the Dominican Republic? And they get 18 different answers, all from people who have completely different priorities and zero information about what a bride actually needs to hear. So here's how to actually compare resorts when you have real criteria. Hi, my name is Sulie. I'm a destination wedding planner and I specialize in weddings in Mexico and in the Caribbean. And in this video, I'm going to talk about some of the resorts that I am constantly talking about with my clients in the Dominican Republic. I've planned weddings there. I've been there multiple times. I've had conversations with on-site teams, and I know what these properties look like from the inside, not just from the brochure. So in this video, I'm going to be walking you through 5 resorts that come up constantly for destination weddings in the Dominican Republic. Dreams Macao, Dreams La Romana, Dreams Cap Cana, Lopesan Costa Bavaro, and ZEL Punta Cana. And I'm going to show you how to evaluate them based off against real priorities instead of just picking a favorite that looks good online. And I'm going to tell you which one I would personally steer a bride away from for a larger wedding and why. So make sure you're staying around for that. So before I go through each of the resorts, here is the framework. You need to evaluate any resort against your specific priorities, not someone else's. For most of my brides with a larger group, the priorities are beach quality, food and service, consistency, guest experience across the different room types, venue options for the wedding, and logistics for a large group of 50 or more. Every resort that I'm going to walk you through is going to be assessed on those 5 things. Not vibes, not Instagram aesthetics, not what someone's cousin said at brunch, and definitely not because, oh, I went there 5 years ago and I had a great time. No. So the first resort we're going to talk about is Dreams Macao. This one is popular for a lot of different reasons. It has a good beach. It has beautiful ceremony venues. It has multiple wedding venue locations, and it's a real contender for a larger wedding group. The caveat, the waves at Macao are super strong. So red flags happen regularly. And to be honest with you, the beach does not beach. Like if you have young children in your group, this is a real conversation to have because I wouldn't let my kids go anywhere near that beach. It's that dangerous sometimes. Okay. And that's worth knowing because sometimes if the beach isn't swimmable, that's a big no-no for a lot of adults and adults with family. For a group of about 50 to 70, I think Dreams Macao works. However, I'm going to give them a 7 out of 10. Their service is sometimes hit or miss. The fact that the beach is not beaching is the reason why I don't have them in my top 10. The second one is another Dreams property in the Dominican Republic, and it's Dreams La Romana. This one does have the best beach. We're going to give them gold stars for that one. It has the best beach. It's swimmable, it's calm, it's consistent, it's clean. If the beach is your number one priority for you and your guests, then La Romana wins this conversation. It also has access to Secrets La Romana right next door, so adults can have kind of a more quieter, more upscale experience, plus a water park and a lazy river for families. Yes, yes, yes. I will say that it's a little bit older than some of the other Dreams properties. If your group is younger and aesthetics are a thing, like, you want to be bougie, this isn't it, okay? This is not it. The fact that you have that dual resort option, I think gives it a really great experience for families and adults. The trade-off is that it's really far from the airport, 90 minutes from Punta Cana. So sometimes that's like a deal breaker for a lot of people because transfers add up for logistics and time. It's not a deal breaker, but it's definitely something to consider. I would put this one at 8 out of 10. The third one is Dreams Cap Cana. This one's the most polished of all the resorts on this list because it feels upscale, it's well maintained, and it has amazing service. It actually used to be Margaritaville in Cap Cana. Dreams took it over, and I think that it's a great resort because it's smaller. So if you have a smaller group, I think this resort works better because it's not one of those big sprawling resorts that some of the other Dreams properties are. So I think that if you want that smaller, more intimate vibe, I think Dreams Cap Cana is your best bet. It does not get any points for beach. I don't think it has a really great beach. It's kind of rocky. Most of my guests actually take a walk to a nearby other resort. Shh, don't tell them I said that they're doing that because it's not that great of a beach. I'm going to give them a 6 out of 10. By the way, if you're thinking that any of these resorts fit your budget, your timeline, your guest count, and your vibe, let's go ahead and keep talking. Click the link down below and we can continue this conversation on a one-on-one basis. Okay, so the next property that I'm going to talk about is Lopesan Costa Bavaro. Visually impressive, but operationally challenging for large groups. Lopesan is the prettiest, hands down. It's the most upscale resort of all of the ones on this list. The architecture and the grounds are genuinely impressive. For photos and first impressions, it really does stand out. For a wedding group, I think if you're over 70, it starts to really start breaking down. So it's a large property, it doesn't have golf carts, and moving your guests from one end to the other for events requires planning and patience. When you're trying to coordinate a ceremony and reception for 70 plus people, that matters. Bed types are also not guaranteed. So for a group with couples and families who care about their room configuration, that's something definitely worth flagging. Food and service get mixed reviews. They're consistently at around a 6 out of 10, and that's what I would give this property. I would also say for Costa Bavaro, I do think that it's very much adult forward. So if you're traveling with a wedding group that has a lot of young children, this isn't the resort for you. This is more of an adult leaning resort, if that makes sense. So the next property is ZEL in Punta Cana. It's fresh, it's modern, but it's just not me. It's genuinely a different vibe from any of the Dreams properties, for example. If your group is younger and the aesthetics matter, ZEL has something that others don't in the aesthetics aspect, but it's not directly on the beach. You take a golf cart back and forth to each location. And if you have a smaller group, that works. But for a wedding of 50 plus, ZEL is not where I would recommend you go. It's not my first recommendation for a lot of different things because it's a smaller, more intimate location. It's not giving the destination wedding vibes. It's giving more party vibes. By the way, if you're trying to figure out which one of these resorts is going to work best for you and you'd rather have a person take a look at your list more of a one-on-one basis, make sure you click the link down below and schedule a call with me and my team, and we'll help you figure it out. So if I had to put them in order and rank them, I would say for guests, food, beach, and guest experience, La Romana first for beach and service. Cap Cana second if swimming is not a deal breaker. Macao third as a solid working option. And that's it. Wink, wink. But the answer doesn't depend on me. It depends on what works for you and your guest list. Use this as a starting point, not the final answer. And before you fall in love with any of these properties, make sure you watch my next video, which covers all of the red flags you should be looking for when it comes to searching for your resort.